What is up, YouTube? This is Radio Station here, and this is going to be episode 23 of tbhx. So last time finishes off Dragon Boy's arc. Well, it's technically Nice's arc. Dragon Boy is kind of like a support character at this point, but you know, it is what it goes. It is how it goes. I think we get the message of what Dragon Boy is like, and what we have to expect from him as a character. And you know, the thing that kind of sets the difference is just like, yeah, he kind of just embraces that because he's just bored. He's kind of been like put into that sort of trauma, and like you saw in that flashback, and like you see like he was put underneath in that ice, and that's why he was kind of been, and he was basically being pushed to his limits. And I don't know if that has something to do with how he awakened those powers where you can absorb damage, even fear, which I thought is something more of more of an infliction, but no, it's more, apparently it was done as more of a, I think maybe the way it was done was like damage, but maybe like it's not the sort of status, it's not like a status infliction like I thought, sort of thing that I thought it was. So, but he can actually do that, which is actually crazy, and it's actually kind of, you know, troublesome, considering that he has a countermeasure to the side effects of fear, and I think it takes enough sort of he would take enough damage to where he turns into this form that somebody else pointed this out. I think it was he looked a lot like he looked a lot like Big Johnny's transformed state in terms of the markings and all. You have to think, what is the markings? And it goes back to the alien spaceship part, where like I've already kind of brought this up. Where did those aliens go? Like, it's just like, did they leave? Did they already integrate themselves in already? To what degree? It remains to be seen. And whether or not X himself is tied to it, and we gotta talk about X though. The way he just kind of showed out and just rescued Nice from Dragon Boy, it was able to just kind of shift around reality. Apparently, so there was someone brought this up. I don't know if he's let me see if he's still here. I think he brought something up here. There was someone I was following. I have been following on this on here. Like he's been keeping good watch on this, or she, actually, my bad. She was keeping good watch on this, and she brought up some really nice details here. And let me read this now. All right. So the theory is that like when he first snaps his fingers, he has this nice. He maybe because other people not going to understand the shifting process, so they're fully in. It's very interesting. We see Leonos in this state, and it brings in something interesting. If they suggest that X puts a veil over reality, which is probably maybe like him when he snaps his finger. He's able to go into a point where he's looking where he goes into 2D, and he's kind of looking down the 2D in a way. So it's an illusion to separate reality from whatever he's doing. So that's why the people can't perceive him. Only Nice was probably able to see it. And distracts what I'm talking about. It's obvious that the fight was omitted to them. The thing is, that explains, like, people was like, how did Dragon Ball end up in the river? And it also goes back to when he was against Queen. We don't even see what happened. She didn't even see what happened. All we just see her is we just see her defeated, and Moff like, what the fuck happened? So, but now that we saw firsthand what happened to Dragon Boy, things are starting to add up a bit. And someone else actually pointed this out. Now, this could be an animation error, but pointing out that the people aren't there says something. And the fact that the cracks, the floor is different too, and not even Smile's body that was there. And poor Smile, rest in peace, Smile though. And yeah, it's saying a lot. It's as if he's putting a veil over it about to what he's about to do with Dragon Boy. But there's a lot to kind of consider here, and the way it's kind of mirrored. The layer created is an exact copy of the original. Okay, and there's a lot to kind of think about. To think about it, is anti-working a time-related ability? Now I don't know about the time yet, but like that's still a little bit up in the air. Before making a Dragon Ball out of 2D, snaps his fingers and we're back to 3D. Not interesting. On 2D while 3D, they're literally under spotlight. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't signed in new for a minute. Onto Tumblr for a minute. So when we go back, yeah, and that's the thing. How do you end up in the river? And like this one is the, and when everything is when he takes off the veil, everything is back to normal. And he has make it the way he kind of warps up things, especially when he make those different frames here, which is actually quite insane. Which was right there. You can like, I guess you can kind of just take a guess on it. I don't know if I'm gonna really keep it or whatnot. But yeah, it's some pretty nice stuff here. Maybe I will try to put a link to this in this video once I'm done. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. Also about the theory that Nice might not have actually killed himself, that it was just faked, set up by X. But who knows? It's a little too. I think it's a bit too little to go off of at the moment. But it is definitely something to consider. So yeah, nice stuff there. But anyways, it looks like we're gonna head into Ahu's. Oh yeah, I gotta mention, Uncle Rock figured out something regarding X, and yeah, I mean he figured that X is a human, so he could try to hurt people near him. Like, good luck, man. Good luck still. You got his. I'm pretty sure he knows. I'm pretty sure X himself is aware of what you. Is aware at the very least. I mean, because why would he not look back and be like, what the fuck, is somebody fucking spying on me and shit? Like, yeah. I mean, Nice is such a they made Nice such a really great character. He turned from a background character, and now he's like one of the more well-written ones in this series. With the way they kind of just portrayed like he was just a puppet, but even though he really wanted to be like his idol, and only for him to indirectly be responsible for his death. And it's sad. It's really sad. He had it rough. I mean, it maybe if he if there was a different with the way like he just didn't become a puppet, like it just makes you wonder like his parents probably were put him in that position. So so I would say it's the responsibility of his parents, just giving him to someone who is just more concerned with putting him on strings instead of letting him develop by himself. So yeah, but yeah, we're gonna get into the doggy episode. The Doge, man's best friend is next. All right. So let's get this started. I think some Mandarin. Again, I always watch in Chinese first, and then I'll be watching on my own in Japanese. I know the Japanese got some great voice actors, but I feel like I'll get the better experience in terms of reaction content. Watching it in the original Chinese dialogue. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Okay. Wow. Wow, damn, bro. Damn, so he was a circus. So he was a circus pop. Because he thinks like the kids are just annoying. They're just watching him just because they think he's entertaining. And he despises himself, yeah, because he's just being put in this annoying position. Well, yeah, because you were, but y'all were just grabbing at him and shit. Oh yeah, that was the girl from earlier there in the flashback. I like this art style, by the way. They're just kind of. Oh hey, there's X. What year is this, by the way? Did I miss it or something? I wonder if it's still like year 39. Damn, she just fixed it just like that. Oh, it's nice. The nice commercial. Oh, it's streaming commercial, but it's featuring nice. True. They're living in the slums. That's why. So there's this part of the 2BX, the 2B Hero X city that we haven't been shown yet. I think I remember. I remember there was a map. Someone showed a map of this. I think it was. I think it was on here. It's the first time. Hmm. Oh, so she lost her parents, huh? Dang. Yeah, it's all about the glaze, right? That's the name of the game in this series. Hey, you can believe in it. It'll be able to happen, right? I just making him like sculpting after a stone lion. That's great. Oh, Kamen Rider. Oh my. I think it's Kamen. Yeah, it's Kamen Rider. Oh no 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 no! It was. It's Ultraman. I think. Damn, she working fast, bro. Oh wow. Well, it's a good try though. That was obviously some cheap ass special effects. Okay. Yeah, just put plaster on that boy's head. Oh, don't remind him of that. Oh wow. Oh, a smile. There's some confidence. It's about the bigger. Oh, the very. They saw that commercial from earlier. That's the thing. Like elderly people are more gullible to it. I mean, I don't blame it. Like, because they're not ones to try to stick their head out into conflict that readily. That's why they don't try. That's why don't when you get old, you don't try to do. Oh wait, is that corner from the concept trailer? Hold on, wait. This is things are starting to add up here. Maybe it's what. Yeah, it's the one of the. It's one of those clones from we saw earlier back in episode 20. We also saw in the this also was they were also abundant in the concept trailer. Uh, that's nice. That was Nice's voice. Yeah. Oh, such a nice doggy. Oh boy. Yeah, they're not playing around. Oh, that's X. X did that. No, X totally did that. I literally thought I heard a snap. Why would it suddenly change up like that? Mm. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh, damn, this is. Oh yeah, they can divide. They can divide up. They can multiply. Yeah, animal cruelty. Oh yeah, this is recreating what we saw from the trailer. Right there. Yeah, that. Yes, that's it. There it is. Oh, it was done in an instant. All of that was just done in an instant. Everything we saw in that trailer, it was just done in an instant. Oh, never mind. Just right there. Oh, never mind. Like, wait. Oh, that was him. Oh shit, fear. There's still one? Oh, and there he is. Nice. Yep, that one. Yep, that was him. He's not looking good here. Oh, because he felt like he needed to protect her regardless. Because she was that one that was still cheering him on and genuinely. Not just someone that's just not just something shallow. Someone that truly believes in him. What the? Oh, trust value 1. Oh, Oh, FOMO, the one that was a company that Lolly signed up with. Of course, he's looking. He more or less took the credit because X already beat most of them earlier. Yes. So in a way, he's also preserved. He's also keeping a secret for X. I initially thought like, oh, he did that in just all in an instant, but still, that is insane. Because not even Ahu himself was able to perceive all of that. Oh yeah, because he got the trust file. Of course, it would happen. I initially thought like that is just crazy, but yeah, damn, he's getting desperate. Damn, he is crashing out. Oh, oh my! Now it all connects. That was the losing his. Oh my god, losing his. Not only is he lost out, he became that desperate, and that finally to the point where he's that desperate to carry out something like that, and even that he failed, and that little bit just that's where it sent him. But let me see again. I thought I heard a snap here. I thought I heard a snap there. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, it was a snap. It was a snap. X X did that again. Ling Ling was about to off himself at that point, and now, wow, this is coming full circle. So I was right. This was after. This was still kind of year 39, year 40. I might have gotten some stuff wrong, but like, okay, things are adding up even more now. Um, the Ahu thing is kind of straightforward. I mean, the he ends up, he gets picked up from the circus as like a rabid dog by 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 that little girl who was very diligent in trying to help keep the slums together, but you know the treatment is trying to take over and stuff because they're running on a contract, trying to take advantage of other people, and she was trying to fight against this. So, and it got into trouble, and X just kind of bailed him out. And but even then, X just missed one of them. Well, actually, like it was probably separate. It was probably separate. They was not in the vicinity at the time, but there was that one point to where that makes sense now. This was before, this concept trailer was before Ahu became the hero. I need to see this again. Hold on. Is this one right here? This was how shit went down, right? This is what we saw in the concept trailers and such. So like when he snapped it, he didn't know what the hell happened. He didn't see, because he couldn't see like that thing. He didn't see the board. He just saw the start and the end. He just saw that. He just saw this. And then as like and then he snaps away, right? Like right, hold on. And that, yeah, this was the part right here. This is the part right here. He was really confused, and then he sees them just going up and about, and like everything, all of this was just going down, and he just, when he comes back, when he comes back, and let me see if this lines up. Let me see where this lines up here. All right. Yeah, this is where he just sees everything going down, but he's having problems trying to. He really can't believe it himself, because he's like, what is he even seeing here? And then of course, like he saw how everything went down. That's how he got the hat, and yeah, and he just kind of goes off. This was, again, now it's trying to draw things together. I might have missed some. I know I probably just missed some stuff, but now you're seeing where things are coming together, and now you can kind of understand where like Ahu started to get. But like for him to become the hero, that was kind of all him, because he was finally able to get someone to trust, and that one bit of trust was got him able to kill that last clone. And spook the fear out of Nice, because some of that because it was made out of fear, and the fear just kind of snapped into it. And another thing I overlooked, those clones can actually more those that the dividing and stuff, and like, oh, they're just completely made purely of fear particles, and that got onto Nice, and yeah, that's just a driving point. Like Nice was just at his wit's end. He's just like, I gotta do this, so that's my last chance, because he couldn't do it with Smile. It already was breaking him emotionally, and now it's just like he's just a wreck. Like it's just everything is just going wrong for him, and then that's where, and it all comes down to this. And yeah, that was where everything started. Everything started. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me bring this back up here. This was finally when everything started, right there, right here. You see right here, now you can see where everything comes into play, where everything just lines up. It all comes full circle, and now we just need X to finish off this season. But I have no words. Like, we haven't got, okay. So there was the cut in the for Ahu's own character trailer. He's able to transform into any particular hero, which I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to see him try to do, where he transforms into that. That's a bummer, honestly. I wish they could have covered that. But I think I think there's a hint here, because he's trying to, because the way she always tries to gas him up, the way she does it in different ways. That's where I feel like he can get. That's why I feel like he can get all these different forms of hero, all these different kinds of hero looks. Let me pull up this thing up with Ahu right here. Hold on, it was yeah, right here. This part where. And you see like the style, and you see how similar, like even here, the concept trailer, and then how it looks, and then how the aesthetics kind of look here. It's kind of like a little, kind of a style, the same kind of stylish there. But yeah, and yeah, you can see that you can transform into any different form, but it's such at random. First he'd be a muscle builder, then he's like a samurai, then he's a gunman, and he's just like this, and then he's like got like the freaking Hulk, I guess. And you could just, or he's just like fucking Goemon, just cut up missiles just like that. Yes, Goemon from Lupin the Third, he can cut up missiles. That's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of the hero he would eventually grow up to. That's just kind of that's just kind of how he is. Now, would it have worked for one more episode to show more of that? Sure, I would have liked it, but I think we get the point across, and we still gotta. It still covers more of Nice. At this point, Nice is just another. He's no longer a background character. He's more like a very important one now. It's just sad to see where that man has left. I mean, he's gotten to the point of desperation, and like if having to kill his own idol wasn't enough, the fact that he has to go with that is even worse. Like that just shows how hard he's fallen, and I don't blame him for just offing himself right then and there. I just realized that we didn't get an opening or ending. I hope we don't get an opening or ending for the finale, which is going to be X's episode. I'm pretty sure it's already been gassed up as we speak. So, yeah, the style is the art style in this one was really good too. I don't think it's something that will work in the long run, but maybe for particular episodes, particular segments. But you can literally see, you can see X just interfering yet again. Hold on. Let me see. Like, it was this one point where he was just running, right? And then the whole shit changes up. I didn't hear a snap. But there's no way that was a coincidence. There was no point that wasn't a coincidence. That had to be the word. That had to be the outside. That had to be some other word. I'm going to. I didn't hear the snap as I wished as I thought I did, but something. But remember, X is the reason the art style will change up. It's already confirmed by Howling himself. it's so the doggy's so Ahu the dog, man's best friend, is his arc is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's much to add to it. I do feel like it could have been a little long. It could have been a little longer. I mean, at least we wrapped up with like the way they kind of just did that. I like that full circle. I like that kind of full circle. So yeah, some really good stuff here. But other than that, I think that's about it. What do you guys think? Is there anything I kind of missed? Is there anything you want to correct me on? I do believe like I'm trying to draw the dots here, but Freeman is on some shit. Like you can't trust nobody. I'm gonna put it again. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust Mighty Glory. You can't trust can't trust FOS. You can't trust Mighty Glory. You can't. I don't know. You can't trust Tree Man. FOMO seems to be the more safer one. I mean, apparently X is a FOMO salary man, and when he's a civilian. But yeah, it's kind of crazy though. I did not expect the fact that. Now, maybe this is just a visualization on his part, maybe just envisioning it, but the magician from back then, the apparently seen from back then, is it's kind of crazy that it's kind of crazy that like he just sees X right there. So that wow. Maybe he's seen and he now he actually remembers X, or at least what he looks like in that. So this confirms something. Ahu knows the real X's who X is, his actual identity, because he's the only living one. Smile is dead. Nice, I don't think so. I don't think Nice particularly knows. But but here's the thing though, when X snapped his fingers and Nice just warped to there. What did that mean? Was it he having an hallucination, or was it just kind of a time skip that X is giving us? I just wonder. Maybe X will himself will explain in his episode. But yeah, great stuff again. This show is just amazing. It's probably one of the best things from this year, easily. It's kind of sad that a lot of people some are pretty turned off, understandably, by its kind of storytelling. I personally dig it because it's something particularly unique. It gets me thinking more than usual compared to most other straightforward narratives. There's things I might miss, and I feel like it's okay. It's kind of like it's that sort of complexity. It's kind of like it's the ice. It's like what King said. It's just the tip of the iceberg. It just makes me really looking forward to what season 2 will have. Of course, the finale. The finale is, from what I heard, is going to have a premiere. Is going to have an off-screen premiere a day ahead, exclusively in China, because of course. And there's going to be a lot of buzz. It has to be this good. The finale of this will have to be this good to get just an early off-screening premiere. I mean, it would have been put. I don't know about a movie, but yeah, that will say a lot. And from what I hear, like there's going to be some great things to look forward to. Really great things. How do I feel about the? Actually, leading up to X, how do I feel about some of the arcs overall? Or Lily's arc is solid, but it's not quite there. It's pretty straightforward, but it sets the foundations. Yang Chen is something. It's kind of like a foil to Lingling's own arc. Xian is where we start with. Is where we start going into the rabbit hole of tbhx's settings, where we first discover fear, and where Queen has to, and then we get to Queen, and where we have, where we had to really, we had to get into the nitty gritty of like, not this whole thing with fear, this whole shakeup. Not even someone like the Queen herself was was immune to all of that. But she struggled. But she did fight as well as she could, and she got back stronger, as you'd see in episode 20 later on. I like the fact that they don't like, for a Queen in her own arc, she does not really. She is not like she's depicted as a reign supreme and all. There was a she still suffered a setbacks in the end. Lolly's arc, as weak as it was by itself, set even more foundation for going into that going forward with the spaceship plot going on. Ghostblade is kind of a foil to, it's kind of a mirror to it. Johnny's was also, and it's kind of a converging point. And then we get to that episode 20, and it was like all hell breaks loose there. It was called the Ruins Incident, and that just opened up. That was just opened up a lot. A lot went down there, which set the stage for most of their motives going into the next tourney. And then the Smile Incident, episodes 21 through 22, the previous two episodes. It sets a precedent for X to come into play after he kind of wanted to just leave it alone, and it further fleshes out Nice as a character. And I still, again, Nice is just, it's sad, it's tragic what he went through, and like he will resort to it's to the point again. I saw it like in this episode, he went so desperately to have this sort of, to undertake that sort of shady undertaking, with like he's fallen down to that point, and it sucks. It sucks. But like I cannot blame him at this point. He's if that wasn't the last straw with his idol dying, that one was just where like it's just he just couldn't take it anymore. Now, again, there's a theory that he faked his death, but there's not enough evidence to say otherwise. Again, maybe X is going to confirm himself. Maybe we're going to get that surprise in season 2. Who knows? But there's a lot more than I expect. I did expect the connection with Ahu from the concept trailer. That was something that's something I was expecting, honestly. What I was not expecting was well, actually, I should have expected Nice was going to be involved as well, but because you know, Tree Man was responsible for those clones. So I was so my most half of my guesses were correct, half of them were wrong. But yeah, I don't know what, I'm not so sure what year it was. Did they see a year here? They didn't, did they? Hold on. Let me see if they did. They did not. Oh wait, yeah, they did. Year 41. Year 41. I missed it. I'm sorry. I missed it. It was year 41. I fucking missed it. My bad. All right. But yeah, but okay, that all of that adds up now. This is the point. This is the point where we will start Ling Ling's arc. So Ahu's and Ling Ling's arc took place in the same year. Okay. So, other than that, that's about it though. Enough of my rambling. Smash like button, then what you think in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, support the YouTube channel, join Discord server, share the video around, all that other good stuff. But that's going to do it for today on tbhx. The finale is next week. Researching starting off. See you next time. Take care, stay safe, y'all, and have a great day. Peace out.